Tell us your name, please.
Steve Stevens.
And Mr. Stevens, what is it that you do?
I work for Mesa Water. I'm Vice President of Mesa Water.
Do your duties include acquisition and management of groundwater interests?
Yes.
And does Mesa Water own some groundwater rights in GMA1?
Yes, they do.
How much groundwater rights?
210,000 acres.
And was that acquired at some cost?
Yes.
And what was that cost generally?
Generally, the cost was around $400 per surface acre.
And so what do you think you've spent totally on groundwater rights in GMA1?
On groundwater rights and other expenses to go along with them, about at $100 million.
Do you own groundwater rights specifically in Hemphill County?
That's correct.
Do you own groundwater rights in the other counties of GMA1?
Yes.
Which ones?
Roberts County, Wheeler, Gray, Lipscomb, Ochiltree.
Do your duties include marketing groundwater rights?
Yes.
And are you familiar with the groundwater rights market in the state of Texas?
Yes.
Do you actually travel around and talk to different potential purchasers of these rights?
Yes, I do.
Are you familiar with the value of groundwater rights in GMA1?
Yes, I am.
All right. Now, are you familiar with a 50-50 standard that originally was adopted by the Panhandle Groundwater District back in the 90s?
Yes.
And are you familiar with a similar standard that was adopted for Region A as a whole?
Yes.
Were the Mesa water rights acquired in reliance on that 50-50 standard?
Yes, they were.
And explain why that would be true.
Well, originally we followed the lead of the Panhandle Groundwater District, and they had a 50-50 goal. And starting in '97, the state had your regional planning groups, which included Region A. And Region A also adopted the 50-50 goal. And so all of our purchases have been based on the 50-50 or equal treatment of all producers.
All right. And in particular, did the amount of groundwater rights you acquired rely on the 50-50 standard?
Yes.
Now, does Mesa own any surface property in Hemphill County?
No, we don't.
Therefore, is it possible for Mesa, for example, to use this water you own for irrigation?
No.
Or for domestic or livestock use?
No, it isn't.
Or for any other reasonable use?
No other reason except for to export.
Now, you're familiar, of course, with the DFCs that have been established by these 4 districts.
Yes, I am.
And obviously you're familiar with the fact that one of the DFCs is the 80% DFC in Hemphill County.
Yes.
Do you have an opinion based on your familiarity with groundwater marketing and groundwater values in the state of Texas as to whether that 80% DFC has had an impact on the marketability of that water?
Yes.
And what is that opinion?
It makes the water in Hemphill County that we own worthless.
Let me show you again Exhibit 88A, this letter from Mr. Satterwhite of Crimois to Mesa dated February 17 of 2009. You've seen this before, I take it.
Yes.
And as I indicated earlier, it says the rules of Hemphill County Groundwater Conservation District, the rules they're leaning toward, will surely cause litigation for anyone wanting to develop water there. This letter basically says that Crimois would be interested in buying Mesa's water interests in the Texas Panhandle, except those in Lipscomb County because they're so far away and spotty and development costs would be high, and those in Hemphill County because of regulatory concerns. Is that right?
That's correct.
And in your opinion, does this 80% DFC cause these regulatory concerns?
Yes.
Hemp Hill says that their 80% DFC is a favor to you because it will make your water more valuable at some distant point in the future. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I disagree.
They say that this 80% DFC is good because it makes the streams flow along the surface, and that makes the surface more valuable. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Well, if you were the landowner along the stream, it could increase the value of your property.
And so this would benefit current landowners directly and financially today.
That's correct.
Mr. Stevens, Mesa Water is one of the petitioners who filed a petition with the TWDB here. I've asked Mr. Arrington, and I'll ask you, what's your goal in filing this petition?
We would like equal treatment in the GMA 1, and we'd like to be treated like other producers.
All right. Now, one of the DFCs here is the 40% over in the northwest corner, and then 50% adjacent to that. As I understand it, you don't have any water rights over in the 40% area. Is that correct?
That's correct.
But you do in the 50% area.
That's correct.
Do you still object to the 40% area being different from the 50,
Yes, I do. That's not equal treatment.
even though you don't own anything over in that area?
That's correct. We're in the same district.
Do you want better treatment than anybody else?
No.
All right. That's all the questions I have, Mr. Stevens. Thank you.